It's often stated that we know more about space than we know about our own ocean. And in a large sense, that is true. We can peer into the vast distances of space more easily than we can peer into the darkest corners of the ocean. This leaves much of the ocean a complete mystery, and it leaves us questioning much of what we know about what's underneath our feet when we take a dive in the ocean. This is terrifying to a lot of people. Just knowing that there are basically monsters swimming beneath our feet of titanic size and typically a unique and terrifying appearance. From the knowledge we do have of these creatures, we know that typically the deeper you go, the bigger they get. That might provide some comfort knowing that when we swim at the beach, there aren't any school bus sized fish right beneath our feet. But what if we could take a plunge into the deeper depths of the ocean? The part where you are so far underwater that sunlight cannot even reach, and you are left in an ice cold and pitch black part of the earth that is uncharted territory for almost anyone who has ever walked the earth. Is there life down here? Can anyone survive in this cold, dark place? We do know that the deep ocean is teeming with life. It's everywhere. The fish that live down here are way different than the kind we know. They need certain hacks to survive down here, the main one being a source of light. Many fish down here have a deep sea hack called bioluminescence, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a light source created from the body of the fish. Many of these fish have a protruding antenna-like limb streaming from the top of their head that acts as a flashlight and allows them to see and survive in these otherwise pitch-black waters. In my opinion, this is one of the most impressive feats of evolution. If it's dark where you live, why not just grow a light attached to your head? The fish most commonly known for this appendage is called the anglerfish. These fish have giant heads and mouths and are expert at hunting their prey. Many creatures at these depths are terrifying to look at. Another scary fish is the fangtooth. As its name suggests, this fish has massive teeth. The strangest thing about this fish is that it doesn't even chew its food with those massive teeth. For some reason, it swallows its prey whole. Man, creatures down here are weird. They're incredibly weird. Why would you swallow your prey whole with those massive teeth? Anyway, one more interesting fish of note that can be found deep below the surface of the ocean is the lanternfish. Another very suggestive name we have here, right? The lanternfish has photophores on its body to create its own light. They are very tiny but have excellent vision. Fish at these depths come in all shapes and sizes. You might have heard of the term gigantism. This is when something or some things gain the ability to grow to massive sizes. We've seen a trend of this happening at the deeper depths of the ocean. There's a more specific term for this called deep sea gigantism. According to Bergman's rule, the size of animals increases as the temperature decreases. And as you probably know, the temperature of water decreases the further down you go, contributing to the emergence of these giant sea monsters. Saying these deep sea monsters are scary looking might not be making it clear enough. These monsters look like what a 7-year-old would draw if you asked them to draw the scariest fish they could possibly imagine. Take, for example, the abysmal Japanese spider crab. This is one of the scariest things I have ever seen in my entire life. They are so scary. Their legs can grow up to 12 feet long. Like, what? Imagine seeing this thing in person. It looks like something out of science fiction. Now, as fascinating as this deep sea monster is, it's not nearly as famous as the giant squid. The giant squid is pretty much the poster child for deep sea gigantism. There's a giant squid at the Smithsonian that is close to 9 feet long. This is crazy. I mean, that's a massive sea monster. Compare this to the size of a normal squid, and you get a greater understanding of the scale of deep sea gigantism. But these are just a few examples of the gigantic monsters that lurk beneath. I think the scariest thing that we can get out of all of this is that we've only discovered roughly 8% of the fish species that lurk in these deep waters. Odds are there are way more deadly and way more terrifying creatures swimming beneath our feet when we're brave enough to take a dip in the ocean. Our study of these giant sea monsters is still very much in its infancy.